Okay, welcome back to Elite Full Restore. I'm Aury, and we got a lot of shit to talk about today.
Hey, Aury, what if we actually just released our podcast on a regular schedule?
Hey, what if we got, like, fucking cushy-ass Griffin McElroy subscriptions and fucking advertising bullshit? Then we could afford to do shit like
Maybe
that.
if we fucking swore less, we would have advertisers.
You know what? They swear all the time, so it's fine.
That's true.
It's whatever.
We actually
we're marked explicit for a reason.
We actually have McElroy content as some of the things we need to discuss this week.
That's right.
It's up in there.
We're gonna go in a weird order today because there's so much fucking new shit to talk about. So we're gonna do questions first and blow through them.
Because basically, none of the questions are about any of the new stuff. So, we wouldn't be able to segue out and into it.
There's no way. First of all, we're gonna get you guys hooked here. What Pokemon would Joe Dirt use? What you got, Matt? I'm at a loss.
See, I haven't seen Joe Dirt.
What? That's like a fucking pinnacle of modern television, my friend. I can't believe that. It's David Spade's
I know
return.
Who is Joe Dirt.
You don't know who Joe Dirt is unless you've actually experienced it.
Is Joe Dirt a man who is dirt or cleans dirt?
Both. That's the whole premise of the movie here.
So he is a clean man who does the dirt cleaning.
No,
he's a dirt man who does the
named
cleaning.
Dirt who does the dirt. I don't think I can be any clearer about that.
Okay, so obviously Joe Dirt would use Dirt Quattro.
Dirt Quattro.
You know, the fourth legendary bird. You got Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Dirt Quattro.
That's right. It's half poison, half trash, and it's a motorcycle with wings.
No, Dirt Quattro is just a mud bird. God damn it. Actually, no, Dirt Quattro is whatever you believe in your heart. So
I'm thinking this weird cross between a secretary bird and the Lady Gaga album cover for Born This Way.
Oh, yeah.
Am I off at all?
Well, see, the thing is, Dirt Quattro is whatever you believe Dirt Quattro to be. There have been forms of Dirt Quattro that have become more popular than others and have become more or less the defining Dirt Quattros, but Dirt Quattro is variable to whatever you feel Dirt Quattro should be. Please go to dirtquattro.tumblr.com.
That's your plug. Okay, so we didn't answer that question. Moving on.
I mean, you could answer it. You've seen Joe Dirt, have you not?
I have not. Well, I've seen it many times. Thanks, Mom.
So,
something I'm gonna go with probably shit. Lick-a-tongue, something like that.
Well, who's the dirtiest, rowdiest boy you can think of? Just a classic dirty, rowdy boy.
I'm thinking, I don't know, because he's sweet. You know, he's a nice boy on the inside. He's also disgusting, and he's played by David Spade, so you gotta go. I'm thinking Nose Pass, something, you know, that's probably in there. Maybe a Nidorino, somewhere, something
spiky,
chunky,
but lovable.
Yeah, exactly.
I can dig that.
Yeah. Next question.
Friend of the show, Colin Executor asks, is Ash Greninja going to make an appearance in Sun/Moon? If so, what the fuck?
Okay, there's rumors about this going on, apparently. I don't know if this is actual... Wait, what?
Okay, I have 3 rumor posts listed below that question, and none of them are the one that actually talked about Ash Greninja, and I just kind of wanted to segue to talk about Sun and Moon rumor posts for a second.
Thanks for your fucking help, my friend. What?
Yeah, please read all of those, because everything that's in them is fucking bonkers.
I'm reading all of this, and what?
There's only one leak so far that has been seen as even remotely credible, and it's the one that predicted that Sun and Moon are going to operate at different times. They predicted Alola forms. This person clearly had actual knowledge of the game. There's a couple of mistakes in that leak, in that they said that Alola Ninetales was going to be Fire Fairy and not Ice Fairy, and said that Alola Rattata and Raticate, which we'll get to in a second, are just pure Dark, but they're Dark normal. But otherwise, almost everything they said has been more or less true, and pretty much every other leak has been complete bullshit garbage, even the ones that have things that are actually super good in them.
Some of these don't really make sense to me though. Like the coughing, wheezing, and Grimer Muck evolutions don't really
Yeah,
seem to
like a
make sense.
purified one. That was the idea, right?
Yeah, I don't love that, but at the same time, there's already been so much that was just thrown out the window. Regular can like Vulpix and Ninetales.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean,
The
I'm
my personal
into
favorite
it,
my personal
but
favorite out of all of them is there was a Alolan Parasect, and it was supposed to be infected by like Morlul. So
is
like
it
it's a fairy
Parasect? So like it's a fair. Oh, okay.
yeah, just with like a different
Interesting.
mushroom. And like
Huh.
I'm super into that one.
I
But
like that.
that one's like clearly just an artist who has a good grasp on the house style. Same with the one that has Lowboxster in it. Basically, someone saw Crabrawler and made a different fighting crab
Interesting.
and said, "Well, this is the other one."
Here we are. We've got new Pokemon here for you, and
I actually kind of want to cycle back to the actual question, which is Ash Greninja. So, if anyone hasn't been following the anime,
nope.
which is everyone, no one follows the anime.
What's an anime? Never heard of it.
Ash's Greninja has like this synchronized evolution thing he can do, and he gets super powerful, and then also kind of looks like Ash. And then he has like this crazy version of Water Shuriken that he uses that looks like functionally what a Z move is. So people are thinking like maybe there's a way to get these things in the game, but I have no idea what they would look like or in any way how they would be implemented. Given you could vary your character's appearance, or like would it be certain Pokemon or all Pokemon? But one of the rumors said that there would be something similar to it, but nothing so far, and it seems like it would be way too hard to implement. That's
Yeah,
that's
a lot of.
basically
I mean,
it.
a lot of the. We're gonna kind of move into like a related topic we had before, but Ash doesn't know shit about Pokemon. Like the dude's been playing this for what, like 20 years now. He's still 11 years old or whatever, and he still doesn't understand what the type chart is. Considering he's already like encountered pretty much every fucking Pokemon known to man. Like, what's his fucking deal? Can someone,
Motherfucker
like, get him in?
uses not very effective moves like all the time.
Like, Misty, come get you, boy. Like, it's ridiculous. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about is pretty much Ash is a wank, and if he is just like completely stripped of every like Pokemon he has, and has to like do like a Dark Souls style like mini game in the anime just to get his innocence back, I'm totally cool with that because he really doesn't deserve the fame and fortune that he's
Toss him,
received thus
toss him
far.
into the fucking distortion world.
We all know that Gary Oak is objectively a better person than Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. So yeah, Ash cranks his own hug. Gary Oak gets his hug cranked.
Okay, court reporter, please read back the remarks. Crank hog, 2 minutes 53 seconds.
I was gonna get into the anime a little bit anyway, but the long and short of it is that Ash got the closest he's gotten to beating a main game league in Kalos. He was literally in the finals and then lost using a Greninja, a super powered Greninja against a Mega Charizard X.
And he still didn't win.
And
I'm
he
just gonna
lost.
guess.
He lost
Oh,
that.
wow.
But now it's like
Sheesh.
the guy he lost against was basically like involved with Team Flare, and now Team Flare is fucking up Lumio City. And it actually seems like an interesting arc to watch, so I'm probably gonna wait till the whole thing's done and then watch the whole thing in one go. Just this last arc, basically everything since the championship battle.
Confessions of a Teen Blogger. I don't think I even watched like Indigo League to completion, so I can't say I'll be joining you, but I wish you luck.
I am the big Pokemon boy.
You are. You're the big Pokemon boy.
Well, that means we can skip talking about the anime later, so that's good.
That's great. As little time as we can spend talking
Question
about it, that's
3.
totally fine.
Enemy of the show, Eddie Squizpillion, asks, how will you hide your shame when the Brotherhood Without Manners utterly eviscerates Team Elite Full Restore over the course of several battles in the beautiful Alola region?
I think I missed something. What?
The Brotherhood Without Manners, that being Eddie and Brooks of Post Game of Thrones, have challenged us to a best of 7 match.
Oh, speaking of things I've never listened to or consumed, post Game of Thrones is on there. Boom, shitted on him. That's not gonna happen. I'll just say that right off the bat.
Why not?
They're not gonna win. I'm not sure how else to do that. I'm not very good at trash talk, but it's not really trash talk when you're so confident that it bleeds over into your skill set. So
yeah, well,
fuck you, Brooks.
Well, Brooks isn't even the one that's good. Eddie is the one that's actually good at Pokemon.
Oh, good. Then my just claim is even more backed up by the fact that Brooks sucks. Eddie, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're a nice guy, but I know a weak point when I see one.
Yeah, and they hate Alola Exeggutor, so I feel like I need to beat them with a full team of Alola Exeggutor.
You're dead to me.
Just gonna find everything that they don't like and then use it in battle.
I'm gonna get a team of 6 Love Disc, and I'm still gonna kick your ass.
Oh, tough words. The shots have been fired. April, Big Sphinx of Quartz.
Is it April or
Avril?
Avril, like
I'll edit
the
that
month.
later. Avril, Big Sphinx of Quartz. Avril,
Nice.
Big
That
Sphinx.
was much better the second take.
Fuck off.
We're not editing that.
Avril, Big Sphinx of Quartz asks, "Are there any Pokemon you hate?"
Hell yeah.
You can see that I did put the note here, and I wanted to briefly pretend like I didn't plant this question just so I could talk about how much I hate Tornadus-Therian form.
All the Therian forms are pretty much garbage.
But so are the incarnate forms. Like, the genies in general are pretty goddamn ugly.
I like the genies. Okay, no, I don't like all the genies. I think Thundurus and Tornadus are pretty gross and weird looking, but Landorus isn't that bad. Like, if you just stuck with the Landorus, it looks kind of like a Final Fantasy gin.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, but I don't yeah, it's not the most creative.
And its Therian form looks just... All of them look bad, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but like...
I got a hot take for you. You ready for this?
What?
I fucking hate Sudowoodo.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Garbage Mon. Can't stand him.
Oh my god, he's my friend
Weird
and
looking
son.
fucker. Bonsai's fine. I cannot stand Sudowoodo.
With his little lean?
He's got nasty little pea-pod fingers, and it's so untrustworthy. I cannot do it.
You just don't trust him.
He's completely untrustworthy. Have you seen his face? It's like a ditto. Like, what the fuck are you? Leave me alone.
It's just a ditto that pretended to be a tree that accidentally got petrified in that state.
Yeah. Like, everything about him is a no-go. I can't know.
Sudowoodo is a fake bitch.
It's true. That's confirmed. I'm putting that in the Wikipedia right now.
There we go. Michelle
moving on to what?
Michelle didn't actually ask this, but I want to talk about it anyway. It was Michelle making a post, and then I just decided to turn it into a question. And this we could use this to segue into World's discussion in just a moment.
Hell yeah.
Competitive Pokemon people asking us, in theory, are double battles the standard format for big events? I'm watching coverage, and I only see double battles.
The short answer is yeah.
But like the long answer, like
yeah,
they've been doing that for a while. Like why do you
ever
think?
Since I think the last major tournament that had single battles as the standard format was back during the GameStop like tournament tour when it was like single elimination 3-on-3, and that was like
so like that's like Crystal Battle Tower format basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was very Pokemon Stadium-esque, but like it was really weird, and they didn't have like a standardized rule set. So like some GameStops were like you couldn't use shinies because they were probably hacked. You couldn't like there was no hack checking at all, so they just kind of like looked at it and just kind of guessed. It was so it's actually a good thing that double battles got standardized because there's like that was really the only way to make it interesting, and single battles are so... Like, you don't really see this in a casual aspect, like when you're playing with friends, you're just like, oh, let's play singles, but single battles on a competitive scene are so long, and it's all just switching and prediction that would be completely uninteresting.
So basically, like, the long and short of it is, like, the length of battle. Like, that's
exactly.
Why it's the standard format. Because, that does make sense. And then also just the reduction of switching. Because basically, I just love, like, they introduced Stealth Rock clearly as an to impede the use of switching as, like, the popular singles format, right?
Yeah, but
But then
the
it
problem with that
backfired.
is it backfired. It
And they
completely
just stopped.
overcentralized the
They
metagame.
just stopped using any Pokemon that took super effective damage from Stealth Rock, which is like,
Yeah, pretty much.
it made me really hate Stealth Rock because it's basically just told me that all the Pokemon I like suck because I like Ice types so much. But I mean, Ice types suck anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. In the future, we'll probably see more stuff happen in other battle modes. I don't know, but I think there's been talk that rotation and triple battles are probably going to be making like an appearance at least in some of the not the major circuit, but some of the side events for championship points and stuff.
Yeah, well,
So
they
that would be
just
interesting to
they
see.
just had the Unova Classic, which is a triple battle format. That was 2
Yeah,
weekends
they
ago.
do that sometimes for Wi-Fi events, but for like in-person sanctioned events, it's harder to get control of. But
Yeah.
hopefully, because we've had so much change in the tournament format, we'll probably see a lot more stuff like that will allow you to qualify for Worlds, which will be cool.
So, you want to talk about Worlds next?
I guess so. Wolfie, like my big boy, finally fucking won a Worlds, and big shout outs to my guy. Excellent work, my friend.
And he was one of 3 people, I think, that made it to like final rounds that used the team that he used. So we had Marcus Statter, and in the seniors division there was Brendan Zhang.
Yep, Babbytron. Shouts out. Love him.
I like that Aaron Zhang tweeted that Babbytron is a better player than him.
Because he is. No shade, Aaron, but he absolutely is.
I retweeted it onto our account.
Love him. It was finally refreshing to see that we didn't have a bunch of Big 8 stuff. Obviously a lot of fucking just same general bullshit with Xerneas and whatnot, but
yeah.
Gengar, Hitmontop, Raichu, that's just the fucking champion.
Those were the weirder ones, and then it was Bronzong and Rayogre, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Evans ran a Manectric, which was really fucking cool.
Yeah, well, that was the other. He didn't use it though, which was sad.
Yeah,
it didn't come out. It
was
come
still
out in
cool
either
at
of
least
the
to fucking
matches.
see it.
But
yeah,
no,
a lot of Bronzong, a lot of that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the Raichu is it's a special Raichu because it was the one that was given out for the Pikachu Cup.
Yes, that's correct.
So it's the Endeavor. You can't get Endeavor on a Raichu otherwise.
Yep.
So is
another one. What was the one?
It was Endeavor, Fake Out, Nuzzle, and Volt Switch, I think. Which is like a super good combo. And then of that, since those are all attacking moves, it allowed it to use an Assault Vest. So it was like a stupid bulky Raichu for the fact that like Raichu's not generally that bulky a Pokemon. And there's actually a whole video of Wolfie Glick running over his whole team and like explaining all the damage calcs for it, which I will try to remember to link. Yeah,
it's a good watch. I'd highly recommend it if you want kind of an insight on how people team build. It's super cool.
Yeah, so that's it for Worlds.
That's pretty much all I got. Yeah.
I really want to try to get Wolfie Glick on the program. Not necessarily just to talk about his Worlds win, because he's been on like multiple other like YouTube shows and podcasts. Did you guys know there's other Pokemon podcasts?
I can't confirm that.
Yeah, no, it's just don't think about it too hard. Don't abandon us.
No. We're your friends.
But I want to get him on not to talk about his Worlds team, but to talk about where he thinks different competitive elements being introduced for Sun and Moon could go, and like how you could work around them, how you could work with them, just to kind of pick his brain on that, because I feel like that'd be a more interesting angle. So
yeah, hopefully, actually, that would be ideal to get it right after Sun and Moon. That'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like just try to get him like not necessarily relating to Worlds, because everyone's going to talk about the same thing, talk about the same team. We already got that. He already got it. We already got it from the Wolfie's mouth.
The Wolfie's mouth. From the Wolfie. Don't look a wolf mouth in the mouth. In other news in real life, the Vicny event is live right now. Kind of bullshit because it doesn't have VCreate, which is like the only reason you would ever want to use a Vicny, but that's cool.
Man, I was looking into
still a free Pokemon.
I was looking into Victini's sets on Smogon, Cerebi, all those kind of places, just because that's what I do when the event Pokemon come out. I'm like, what can I do with this guy? And Victini has been given like everything short of Judgment as far as like event moves go. Like, Victini has gotten, like, a stupid amount of things. It got, like, Blue Flare and Fusion Bolt at one point. It got Glaciate, which makes no fucking sense.
0.
It got V-Create, of course, which also was given to a Rayquaza. Can you imagine being a goddamn Mega Rayquaza using V-Create?
Goodbye.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Confirmed.
So yeah, Victini event is live between the 1st of the month, and it's going to be live until the 24th of September. And this one you could just get by connecting to the mystery gift and grabbing it away. And always remember, if you have more than one game, you can get more than one Victini.
Cha-ching.
We have our mandated McElroy content now.
Yes. This is the McElroy boy corner.
Yeah, so Griffin McElroy is doing his very own Nuzlocke run on YouTube right now for Polygon.
It's really good. I will be honest with you. I kind of tuned in very late, and let's just say I clicked on the channel for the Nuzlocke run the first time, and the first episode was entitled Body Count.
Yeah,
it was immediately heartbreaking. So, gotta say, if you love having your dreams shattered and watching someone cry on a YouTube video, highly recommend watching it.
I mean, the most recent episode that I've seen as of recording has a triumphant return of a dead Pokemon. I don't want to... I don't even want to spoil it. It's just such a magical moment. Like, it was so unexpected. And it was perfect. Because basically, Griffin Wonder trades off a Pokemon at the end of every gym battle. And essentially, a Pokemon that had died 2 episodes previous came back in its evolved form.
God bless you, Seabreeze.
Seabreeze has returned to us. Seabreeze, the savior. Griffin McElroy is really bad at Pokemon, and you'll get He's frustrated.
Really bad.
You'll get frustrated at how badly he just doesn't know the type chart, like, literally at all.
He literally says it 3 times an episode, too. I feel like we should, like, make a podcast donation to him, just like a little laminated type chart for him to use, because watching it is like pulling teeth. Yeah. It's really frustrating.
Someone please get us Griffin McElroy's home address so I can mail him this.
We will literally set up a P.O. box in his name in Huntington, West Virginia, if we can send him this. I'm not fucking around here.
Onwards to Pokemon Go. Are you still playing?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. I completely stopped playing.
It's died down a good bit. Like, I'll play when I'm like in transit somewhere. Like when I'm on my way to and from work, I'll have it open. There's not really a. It's just I want to
crank the hog on the bus. What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, if I'm on the bus, I'll do it.
Okay, that's different.
Definitely if I'm on the bus, just because the buses here move slow enough that it counts as egg steps.
Oh my god, that's actually great.
It's super good with all the stopping and starting. But no, there's it's made just a metric fuck ton of money.
It did, and then it's kind of died out as with all free apps.
So September 2nd's official gross money making was $440 million US. I'm sure
on the first day it was like, what was it, 4.9 million, something like that.
And it's still making an average of like 2.4 million a day.
Once again, I say I'm in the wrong fucking business. Next news is no.
But either way, like given like that was on the September 2nd, it makes roughly 3 to 4 odd a day. It's gonna be somewhere in the it's close to the 450 million range right now. It's probably gonna cross half a bill. It's slow. Yeah. It's slowing down, but not with the extreme drop off of most mobile games. Like, it's still maintaining a pretty healthy amount of daily active users.
Yeah, you just don't see as much buzz about it, and that's kind of gonna be that's just how
good
it
though.
is.
I'm sick of seeing news articles about it. Have you seen that one?
That's true.
Have you seen the world's worst political cartoon about Pokemon Go?
Is it have anything to do with Hillary Clinton?
No, it was on my Facebook. Basically, it's I'm just gonna spell it out for you guys, even though I will link the political cartoon afterwards. It's a kid in his bed, and his dad is reading him a bedtime story, and the dad says, Jack and Jill went up a hill to fetch a pail of water. And then the son said, just a lousy pail of water? They should have been catching Pokemon creatures.
Oh, that hurt my heart in many different ways.
And then the kid's phone is open to Pokemon Go next to him on the bed. And then there's an extremely starchy I Heart Pokemon Go shirt just hovering over a chair.
Why?
Actually, the further you get away from the child, the more the basic physics of how a room is built are warped. It's absolutely incredible. It's, how do you do, fellow kids? A failure at basic drawing. It's the worst political cartoon I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wearing a shirt that says Pocket Monsters and 48-point impact font on it.
Basically.
That's so great.
But yeah, no, there's the lack of news articles about it is actually good. And as I'm hoping, like they'll release further gens of this game, and it'll have diminishing returns because, you know, the old schoolers will be bored of it by then. But I'll stick around. I'll get my Crobat and I'll be happy. One thing that they're introducing is something called the Buddy system, where essentially you can have a Pokemon that is displayed next to your avatar, and as you walk, you gain candy for that Pokemon.
So
everyone's gonna have a Magikarp.
You know what Pokemon's just gonna be sitting next to me the entire time, right?
Is it gonna be a Vaporeon?
Yeah, it's gonna be a Vaporeon. But it's a good way to really like get candy for people that you can't really catch that often, like Aerodactyl and shit like that. So that's good.
The main thing I really want out of the game still, as I said this last time we talked about Pokemon Go, is like a way to raise combat power that involves battling.
Yeah, well, you can technically do that with training, but
you don't raise combat power though. Combat power never goes up unless you use candy on it.
Yeah, that's true. They should really have the feature where you battle like another person through NFC, and then you gain CP. It'd be really good for it was what they said they were going to introduce trading at some point. So I'm assuming they're going to be implementing PvP battling at some point. I feel like they have to work out their battle system a little more first. Yeah,
the battle
system is an easier way to
it's
do.
Fucking hot garbage.
It really is.
Will Matt ever discuss Pokemon Shuffle? Absolutely never again. Remember the Pokemon Shuffle segment? It's gone. I still play Pokemon Shuffle, but just no part of it is enjoyable.
I'll tell you what, I installed Pokemon Shuffle last night, and this morning I don't see it on my phone anymore, so I think I deleted it in a sleepy stupor sometime at 2 a.m.
I think your phone deleted it itself.
It's looking out for me.
It's
That's
just a defense mechanism.
Please get this shit off of me.
Oh, it's time. It's time for the actual Sun and Moon news, which is the entire rest of our episode.
There's so much to talk about.
Okay. The easiest thing to start with is not Pokemon and NPCs, because there's just a couple of little things that we can start up on. Gold bottle caps are confirmed to be a thing, and they max out all your IVs.
So that means there's going to be probably 6 in total, and that means it's going to necessitate people trading. I'm just kidding. It means action replay time.
Yeah.
The silvers max 1 IV, I think they said before.
And then we're assuming there's probably going to be bronze ones that, knock a stat up by 1 or knock a stat up by 2, something like that. And that those ones will be the ones that'll be outrageously common.
They should have poison ones where it drops it by 1.
Yeah, so just Super Mario rules.
So you can min-max. Yes, exactly.
And so you can min-max. No, that's actually a super good idea, because just the idea of, dropping the attack stat to minimize foul play damage, dropping your speed stat to run Trick Room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gyro Ball, shit like that.
And Gyro Ball, that kind of stuff. They actually...
We have a note in here that says follow up on the starters, which definitely have to be revealed by now. And for those of you who want some behind the scenes news, we wrote this idea document about a week ago, and we were like, yeah, they have to reveal it by now. And yeah, you guys know as much as we do. So
absolutely fucking nothing. We already talked about the leaked ones, so if those ones
Pokemon.
The leaked ones are in the same leak that predicted Alola forms, so I'm pretty much just counting them as real at this point, so we don't need to get into those again.
You wanted to talk Team Skull.
Yeah, okay, Team Skull is great. I just wanted people to just take a note and look at Guzma, the leader of Team Skull. He's Slav squats next to his Ariados.
Okay, now I like Team Skull. I was literally about to launch into a tirade about how much I hate their aesthetic and shit, and now that I realize that it's the Slav squat, just kidding. I'm all on board.
They're just shitty punks. I love the idea of them being shitty punks.
It's great. Well, I mean, that was my main issue. Was what we already had shitty punks.
How so? Which ones were shitty punks?
We had shit.
Because like Team Rocket are kind of shitty punks, but they're more like an organized crime-based idea.
What was I thinking of? I was probably like smushing together Team Rocket and Team Plasma in my head.
Yeah,
I guess they're more techie.
Well, yeah, and also Plasma had the whole like Pokemon PETA argument. Like they were essentially the PETA they were the PETA of the Pokemon world. PETA of the Pokemon world. That was Plasma's whole thing.
Oh, I thought like people against the ethical treatment of animals. I thought you meant like PETA, like people for the ethical treatment of animals. I thought you meant like PETA, like from what's it called? Hunger Games.
Like
I was like that reference doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, they were more that, and then like we didn't really have hoodlums at any point. They're all kind of organized. Mind you, I still do like, especially based on the newest trailer, I feel like Team Skull are probably not going to end up being the ultimate villains, because there's just this really extremely suspicious like research group that's in the new trailer. The hell are they called? It's in here somewhere. The Ether Foundation.
There you go.
And yeah, okay, the fact that they're called the Ether Foundation is just like, yes, I get it. This game has alchemy references in it. Like, they're just really running that alchemy angle. It's tied all together now.
You are the Full Metal Alchemist. No, I got one better. And then it goes, like, whenever you, like, beat, like, a gym, it goes, Pokemon Sun! And then in a really softer voice, it goes, Pokemon Sun.
Oh, nice. Just one of those
like
anime
Full Metal
bumpers.
Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my anime friends.
Yeah,
just kidding.
That's how that goes.
Garbage, and you should feel bad.
But yeah, the whole reveal with Team Ether is that they're like, we're taking in all these Pokemon that were injured, but then like you see this weird fucking experiment come out at the end. It's like, yeah, you made that. That's you. You did that shit.
Speaking of, are we discussing Type Null or whatever the fuck it is now?
Not yet.
Is that okay? We're talking about it now. What the fuck?
It's a weird fucking chimera, and that wasn't even the thing I was talking about.
We're talking about it now. We gotta address this. We gotta hit this nail on the head. Okay.
Okay.
What? Why?
In the leak, the commonly accepted as real leak, there was something that said like there's like a cat-like Pokemon that when breeding with other Pokemon will change its secondary type, and I feel like that might have just been referring to this dude who definitely's got to change types. Feel like
he's got to do something. Like if we're talking about like a, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It's weird to me. Like its ability is battle armor. I was thinking we'd have something that was like
its hidden ability
is Ditto.
Its hidden ability's got to be multi-type. That thing's gonna have
fucking
literally
be anything, but it's like I don't understand.
And the weird fucking helmet on Type Null's head is supposed to be like containing its ultimate power. And some people have noted that the weird collar around its neck kind of looks like Arceus's collar. So I feel like there's got to be some manner of connection there. Like there was them trying to experiment and create using like a weird chimera, something that could fight legendaries. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Some people have also noted that the color schemes could imply that there's something involving the starters with these ones. And Rockruff and the starters are supposed to have some kind of weird secret together. Like that was part of Nintendo's marketing for Rockruff, is that there's a weird secret involving it and the starters. Other than the fact that they have alchemy symbols hidden on their faces. So I feel like we're going through some weird chimera bullshit, and I'm super into it.
It's just strange. I'm being apprehensive like I was about like literally every game I liked this year, but I do like UB01.
Okay, yeah, Ultra Beasts, man. Okay.
I love him. He's so cute. He's a little jellyfish friend.
And he's not a Pokemon. Expressly said it wasn't a Pokemon. Like, these are just, like, unrelated beasts.
But he's a friend.
He's a friend.
I want to be his friend.
And yeah, the way it floats around and, like, the way it, like, forms itself, it's, like, it's a reference to, it looks like Lily, the professor's assistant.
Oh, it does. Ooh, maybe it sucked her in.
Yeah, well, so people don't know if it's like, is she actually that, or is that thing trying to imitate her form because she made friends with it? So there's a lot of ways that could go. I like the idea of the ultra beasts in the game though, because I like the idea of something you can battle, like it's battleable. Like the things in the TV studio, like they had like different types and whatnot. But, like, they weren't Pokemon and they weren't things you could catch, but you could still fight them for the purpose of that. Just the idea of, like, some kind of boss battle thing that you can fight that's not necessarily catchable. It would be kind of throwing a wrench in Pokemon's usual formula, but I really like the idea of it. And I hope the Ultimate Beasts can fill some kind of niche related to that, and that they don't just turn out to be Pokemon in the end.
Sure. Was the, what's your biggest disappointment so far?
Honestly, I don't really have many. Like, everything that's come out has been really, like, creative in a really weird way.
Yeah.
Like, I really like how adventurous they're being with this game. Like, they really are not fucking around with how goddamn weird they're making everything.
Yeah, they're gonna get a lot of flack when this comes out. I can already tell. But for right now, it seems like they're going in a good direction with everything new.
They're not gonna get the flack from me or anyone I know. So who cares?
No. Of course not. Well, not from it's never direct fans who have issue with this.
Well, there's people who will see a creative idea and then they'll say Pokemon's running out of ideas.
Yeah, I'm gonna pee on this like the Calvin sticker on the back of my pickup truck.
Which that actually reminds me of something. It was Palosand, who we discussed briefly in the previous episode. We didn't actually really follow up on what his ability actually does.
Pile of sand.
So water compaction, which is Palosand and the fucking other one. It's their ability. It ups defense.
Oh,
it ups defense by 2 when they're hit by a water move, but it doesn't give them an immunity to water moves. So hopefully, like, their defense and special defense are pretty good.
I would assume so. Yeah, that's interesting.
You can tell that their defense is at least pretty good. The only water moves you see them getting hit by in the trailers are physical water moves. So you see it get hit by Waterfall, and you see it get hit by Razor Shell. So we don't know what its special defense is like yet. Clarification.
Probably bad, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think about it, then it would get washed out.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Soif.
Clarification on Innards Out, which is the ability that Pyukumuku has. Innards Out deals damage in equivalent to how much HP the Pokemon had left when it's killed. So, like, you kill it from full health, it does full health worth of damage to you. And looking at the HP stats, like, just calculating based on absolute 0 IVs, just looking at the Pokemon in the trailer, like, its HP stats somewhere in, like, the 100 range. So, like, a decent HP stat. So, like, just throwing this thing out there could be, like, a quick kill.
Interesting. I wonder what effect that's going to have on stuff like Blissey that'll have, like, a fair amount of HP without actually. Interesting.
Well, yeah, things with high HP are going to be the best defense against it. Or
it just kind of depends.
Or things that take more than one hit to kill something, and you can just toss it. You can just hit it with low damage, or you could just hit it close to dead, but then just hit it with a status condition. We don't know what its attacking stats are going to be like otherwise. Clarification on school form, just to end up our clarifications on previous episode stuff. This is for Wishy-Washy. So when he reaches a certain level, it'll activate directly when it comes into battle at full health into its school form, which is, the giant fish made out of other fish.
Mm-hmm.
It drops back down after taking a bunch of damage. I'm going to assume it's something like 50% or 1/3. It'll drop
Most
back
likely.
to its basic form. Its stats, based on, just doing 0 IV calculations on the Pokemon that it's fighting, are, like, its special attack was calculated as being between 150 or 210.
So, for reference, hold on one second. I'm going to pull this up.
For reference, Rayquaza's attack stat is 150 in his basic form and 180 in his mega form.
Hold on, I want to get the exact.
I don't think anything has an attack stat even approaching 210. I think 180 is the highest. It's
if I'm not mistaken, hold on.
Yeah, like Attack Form Deoxys and Mega Rayquaza have 180. The next highest would be 165, which is Mega Heracross.
I feel like that's got to be an error with the calc. Then there's. I mean, you don't really know.
We're pretty sure that like almost everything in every trailer is calculated with a is calculated with higher IVs, so it's probably on the low end. So it's good. It's somewhere high. But the thing is,
then it's got to trigger at a much earlier point then, because a 210, if it is that high,
I doubt it's that
is
high.
Higher than Mega Mewtwo, which doesn't make sense.
Is it also 180 for Mega Mewtwo? Or 190?
It's 194.
Okay, so it's the highest special attacking stat.
Yeah, that would cap it. Let me...
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah,
it's like 535.
It's high,
100.
so I'm going to assume...
That's really high.
I'm going to assume that the school form has something like, legendary stats, something in like the low to mid 600s in total base stat. But of course, the form is temporary. You knock a bunch of health off, and it goes right back down.
I'm thinking that would have to function like Water Spout in order to make it all like viable, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be really slow to compensate.
I think it's going to be slow and probably have a low HP stat. And then it's just going to be.
I don't think it's going to get used is the thing. Like we have stuff like Wailord who does that kind of shit, and it's. I mean,
Wailord doesn't have super good attacking stats though. That's the thing.
No, it doesn't, but it's chunky enough where people were like, "Oh shit, look at the HP," and then we looked at it and we were like, "Okay, it's not really useful because of X and Y."
Yeah, it dies
like
to a lot of things.
Kind of fall the same way.
But yeah, like I just like that almost every new Pokemon has some kind of new tool for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of, now we got into just
speaking of tools,
new Pokemon. Like in order of reveal, basically, we have Turtonator.
Him big.
So he's a turtle that has like explosive material on his back, and he has a special move that essentially it waits, and then if the opponent uses like a attack with contact on you, you explode at them. And notedly doesn't damage the user because he's behind the shell. So you can just do a bunch of damage to anything looking to punch. So like it requires activation, it looks like. Like you need to do something. It's a move that does this.
Yeah, because his ability is shell armor, so that can't be something that.
So you couldn't just switch in and trigger that. You have to already be in. So generally things are going to know not to use as few contact moves on you as possible. I imagine a lot of things are just going to try to Earthquake this mofo.
It most likely. I mean, you can't really... Hold on. What is shell armor?
Prevents critical hits.
That's critical hits. That's right. I thought it was like going to be like Shell Break or...
Yeah, Shell Armor is a slightly more useful ability now that critical hits happen more often.
Slightly, but it's not... I mean...
It's still not great.
It's not great, yeah. Crab Brawler is kind of cool. We finally got the punching man hermit crab that I've always wanted.
Well, it's based more of
Argonaut.
It's more of a coconut crab, right? Argonaut as in the Smogon CAP Pokemon?
Yup, the boxing octopus. I loved that, man.
Oh, it's so good. Have you seen that Smogon CAP started doing 3D models?
Did they really? Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're not like in Showdown yet, but like they look really good. Like what my problem with a lot of Smogon CIP Pokemon is that a lot of them don't really look the style if they're sprited by someone who's not really good with the style.
Right.
But the models, since they're using like the same color palettes and shaders as Nintendo, like all of them look like they could just be in the game.
Nice.
My personal favorite is Plasmantis. The poison.
I've not seen that.
It's a 6th gen one, so it's a more recent CAP.
Okay.
And it's poison electric mantis, and it looks super good.
Nice.
Yeah, Crab Brawler's a coconut crab, I believe, is what he's based off of. Horrifying crab. He is a.
They're disgusting.
Okay.
I don't know why this always devolves into biology corner, but here's your fucking gross out animal of the day. Go look up a fucking coconut crab.
Look, that one picture of it.
We are really earning this explicit rating today. That's fine.
Just like like a whole coconut crab just hanging out on the side of a garbage can. It's the size of the garbage can.
It's disgusting and it needs to be burned.
Yeah, so I have, again, Nintendo's pilfering my Fakemon ideas, because I totally had a punching crab. Well, he was
probably have enough for a lawsuit at this point.
He was more based on, the one I had was more based on a pistol shrimp, and also had water as one of its primary types, so not quite the same thing. But I really like Crab Roller, mostly because of its name. I love saying Crab Roller.
There's new Rattata, but I don't really care about that.
Alola Rattata, it's dark normal. Alola Raticate.
Him got fat cheeks, okay? I like
every time
cheeks.
I try to type Alola Raticate, I type Faticate. It just happens. I just type it down. It's right there.
That's a weird macro you have, but that's okay.
It's a goddamn schoolyard bully insult, and I'm gonna name it that.
So before I saw the most recent spoiler video, I really didn't think that Z moves were interesting, and they looked a lot like Digimon, and I thought it was super stupid. And then I saw Pancake Man Snorlax, and I am a convert officially. I can't believe
Snorlax's Z move is called.
Would cater to my interests like this.
It's called Pulverizing Pancake.
I love Pancake.
My personal favorite thing, though, is that in every other language, it's just like Snorlax uses a serious move. Snorlax is taking things seriously, and then in English they're like, let's call it Pulverizing Pancake.
Oh my god!
Which, thank you for pandering directly to me.
He's a very serious boy.
And then Alola Raichu has one called Stoked Spark Surfer.
It's me at the convention. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with this now. I take back all the complaining I was going to.
But yeah, Z moves. You need a special item to use. So basically,
it's like Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I don't know if they're gonna. Oh, that'd be.
I think they're gonna have megas, mostly because you see, Professor Sycamore's 2 assistants in the newest video. They're the ones that give the player trainer the Zygarde cube, which isn't even a cube. It's clearly like a dodecahedron, and they call it the Zygarde cube. Eat shit. But they seem to still have Mega Rings on, so I think Mega's still going to show up.
I'm pretty sure how it's going to work is you're going to have. I think you're only going to be able, because they might still have Mega Rings, but I think you're only going to be able to pick one or the other.
You think?
And then I think it's going to function as a 5th move slot. So instead of you just have your 4, you have your one guy, and then your 5th move slot, like a Mega Evolution would work.
So the thing with the Z moves is that there's ones that are specific to certain Pokemon that only can be used by that Pokemon. They actually will require a special Z Crystal, because there's a Snorlax Z Crystal that's coming with a Munchlax event. Not as a pre-order bonus, as some people have been saying, but just like the Beldum and the Torchic that were available for Oras and XY respectively. It'll just be available for download within the first few months of the game being out. And so but for other ones, there's just specific Z moves for specific types with names like Bloom Doom for the grass one.
That. Love it.
It's perfect. Can you please say Bloom Doom while vaping? Can that be our vape for the episode?
Yes. Hold on.
This is the Daily Vape.
Bloom Doom.
There we go.
That was a good one.
And all you have to do to use a Z move of a certain type is have any move of that type in your moveset.
Yep.
You don't have to be that type.
It's gotta be how it functions.
Well,
essentially you have your 5th slot, and then it's just assigned to that Pokemon.
And yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna have one special one and one physical one. I feel like that's how it's got to go. They're not gonna restrict you to one or the other, but they haven't said anything yet. But yeah, no, that's really useful for let's say you get a random coverage move, but don't necessarily get any better moves of that type. This could give you an opportunity to have a super good coverage move of that type. Nothing is particularly good with Solar Beam unless you're fighting in the sun, but now every fire type can have Bloom Doom and just completely fucking ruin approaching water and rock types.
That's assuming that it would be usable on Pokemon that didn't share that type, which I will kind of push back on.
It is, though. They said it is. You can use it as long as you have a move of that type in your moveset. That's the whole thing.
You probably still restricted to what would be like viable in flavor though. Like you couldn't give like a Charizard like Bloom Doom.
Well,
But
I guess that's just something we'll have to write into the follow-ups, and
yeah,
we'll see when there's more information on it.
most likely.
So now
Cool.
we've gone through everything in our document, but I don't have anything from today's reveals other than the Alola form. The Alola Eradicate in there. We talked about.
Crabrawler and the turtle.
I mean, from today's one, we've talked about Type Null. We talked about UB01. We didn't talk about Jangmo-O.
Jangmu. I got nothing.
Cool lizard with a heart-shaped plate on his head. He looks like he's gonna be this.
We get a heart dragon monster dinosaur thing.
I hope that it's like a steel-plated dragon. It's just a friggin' baller-ass dragon
with hearts all over him.
Yeah.
Why you gotta shit on my joy?
No. Still that, but it's gonna be. It looks like it's probably gonna be the pseudo legendary of the region.
Most likely.
It just has
that
kind
of like a
going for it.
Salamence would be.
And yeah, its ability choices are bulletproof and soundproof, which not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Bulletproof gives you, I believe you said, like immunity to Aura Sphere.
Yeah, to any bullet, ball, sphere, cannon, or
Bullet Punch, Flash Cannon, Gyro Ball, Shadow Ball, Zap Cannon would be one.
Yeah, so a lot of moves like that. And then, I mean, the best thing that Soundproof's going to protect this guy from would be Pixelate Hyper Voices. Which, like, they're still around. There's a lot of things with Pixelate.
Yep. I think Mega Man still uses Hyper Voice a lot too.
So yeah. So Airlate Hyper Voices too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're just anyone using any version of Hyper Voice. I guess there's also Glaciate Hyper Voices around too. Probably not as much though.
No, not nearly as much, but that's still interesting.
Well, it's because no one uses,
especially as a counter.
No one uses Auroras, and Mega Glalie would generally go with Pixelate Explosion instead.
Yeah, considering the coverage though on Bulletproof versus Soundproof, Soundproof will probably fall the wayside, kind of like Heatran's Heatproof would.
Yeah.
But
you mean Bronzong's Heatproof?
Bronzong, yeah, my bad, Bronzong.
But yeah, what's interesting, I want to see what its final form is like, because then sometimes if its final form ends up super bulky, the ability to not get hit through substitutes might be nice.
This isn't even my final form.
Because, of course, all sound moves hit through substitutes, but if you have Soundproof, obviously they're not going to get to you.
Bingo.
Yeah, so let's see that. Another reveal of this episode is that Sun and Moon are 12 hours apart. So what that means is that Pokemon Sun will use your clock as is in the game, but Pokemon Moon will offset it by 12 hours. So let's say right now it's 12:13 a.m. Jesus Christ, I need to go to bed. If I was playing Pokemon Moon right now, it would be 12:13 just in the afternoon. Which I like that.
Wait, is that really how it works? I thought it was just like night all the time.
No, it's an offset.
What
the only times it's going to be different is when there's specific events that have like a specific in-game event, something that will involve the time of day. There'll be special like changes where the daylight will be different.
Huh.
But yeah, it's an offset. That's super cool. I really like that.
Interesting, yeah. That's cool.
And in those variations are going to have like standard variations of what Pokemon are available. Like one showed Drifloon being available in one, and then Misdreavus being available in the other. I'm not sure if they didn't explicitly say if they were version exclusives or if it's just those Pokemon will appear at those times.
That would be an interesting way to go about it, actually. Instead of making set version exclusives, make them just harder to find at a certain time of day when it's easier to catch.
Well, they've done that before, where it's like some Pokemon will be more rare in one version but are still available in that version. I believe
they did that for, what was that, Fire Red?
Yeah, they also did it in X and Y, where like the Pokemon unavailable in your version would sometimes pop up in hordes.
Yeah.
But one thing
Pokemon Snap Mode. Can we talk about Pokemon Snap Mode?
Absolutely.
Holy shit.
Pokemon Snap is back, and it's in Pokemon Sun and Moon. You can take pictures of shit, and it looks real good.
That's the official take. You can take pictures of shit and it looks real good.
I kind of want to just talk about the graphics engine in this game and how much improved it is over X and Y. Like, Pokemon and, like, trainers have expressions. Like, there's actual environments that you're going through. Like, there's it looks like an actual world and not like a weird, awkward tile. Because, like, Kalos was fucking lifeless. It was a completely lifeless region. I'm really, like, they...
dead.
Like, Hoenn in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire looked slightly better. But even then, still kind of dead. But, like, Alola looks alive. Like, it looks, like, just real. It looks like there's actually something going on there. And I really, really like that.
I would hold that praise, though, because we have said that about Kalos before, and it kind of had the same issue until you...
Well, yeah, we said Kalos looked pretty before the game came out.
Was that Lumios that was in Kalos, right?
Yeah, Lumios was in Kalos.
Okay, yeah. So Lumios was, like, the only city with any, like, actual, like, interesting people in it. So.
Yeah, that's true. Don't really want to talk more about the Aether Foundation. There's a lot of trainers that were revealed with it. A lot of them look like Lily, so we're going to assume that they're probably all related.
They're all really cute, I'll say that.
Okay, Lusamine, the leader of the Aether Foundation, is...
Yeah, strong agree. Whatever you're going to say, I agree.
My wife?
Yes, agree. Gotta agree here.
Then there's the two branch chiefs. One of them is also my wife. One of them,
fair.
there's the creepy scientist guy, but then there's the lady. She's my wife.
My wife.
They face off against Team Skull, who have an enforcer named Gladion, who has like this weird JoJo pose that he does all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like he seems to be constantly summoning a stand.
Bo in the flesh.
And yeah, same eye color and hair color as the leader of the Aether Foundation and also Lily. So I don't know if they're like defectors from the Aether Foundation or if they're plants from the Aether Foundation, but they're one of those two. Because there's no, like, they all look so alike that they're definitely related, and then we just need to see the context of that relation later.
The relation of the relation.
Yeah, and then they're showing the Zygarde cells as well in the game. So you get the Zygarde cube from the two assistants of Professor Sycamore, and then you can just find Zygarde cells all over the place. So I assume that Zygarde's going to factor into this story somehow?
Possibly.
They haven't really made that clear, but there's going to be that complete form Zygarde at some point, who also is supposed to have like a stupid HP stat.
Did someone say stupid? Because I'm here for stupid.
Just real stupid.
Okay, let's do these last two bits really quick because you're tired and I'm very tired.
What else do we even have?
Fairly large robot post, and we're gonna go briefly over thanks Bulbapedia.
We're gonna skip the fairly large robot one because we just haven't. Actually, no. Let's get into it.
It's a deleted URL anyway, so never mind.
Oh, is it?
It's gone.
That was just the post about which legendaries are the worst dads.
The worst dad is obviously Mewtwo because he sits in his fucking like shed all day and doesn't take me to my soccer match.
And then the post eventually posited that Regigigas is the worst dad.
Oh yeah.
Because he locks his kids in incredibly complicated riddle chambers, then goes to a different region and falls asleep for 1,000 years.
Regigigas can't get it going. Cool.
And thanks Bulbapedia. I just want to talk. It's like just our favorite blog in the entire world. There's something about. Great. I mean, like even normal Wikipedia writing is often just so stilted in a way that's just delightful. Like people just write things and then just the way that they choose to explain them just seems really funny, and thanks Bulbapedia is wonderful. It's entirely dedicated to that. Let's see.
Both hurricane and thunder never miss during rain. This may be in relation to a thunderstorm.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yes.
And then it also talks about Winkshipping. I promised I'd be
You'll
talking...
have to explain to me what this is.
Winkshipping is the belief that Ash belongs in a romantic relationship with his Gligar.
First off, no. Why is it wink shipping then?
Because this Gligar winks at him sometimes.
Oh God, I hate furries. Why?
I mean, at one point they had pallet shipping. And it was Pallet Town is in a relationship with Viridian City and is fucking it with Route 1.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Okay, you know what? The podcast is canceled until I can get some fucking answers. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, they ended up removing that one eventually.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Holy shit.
But no, like they also just have like a really, really detailed account of the shipping wars between Poke shippers, which are the, of course, original Ash and Misty shippers, and Ash and Gary shippers, which were known as AAGL for Ash and Gary Love.
That might be canon, but honestly, the real romantic relationship, in my opinion, in the Pokemon series is the unrequited? I don't fucking know. Anyway, Daisy and Ash's mom got something going on, okay?
Oh, man.
Because, like, they, like, live next to each other. They're looking out the window all the time. They're meeting eyes. Okay, that's what's happening. And that's canon. You heard it here first.
Real sapphic vibes.
Truly.
True sapphic vibes. Another post that Aury linked in the group, in the Google Doc that we used to assemble our terrible hell show was... Diantha is the only champion to not use more than one Pokemon of the same color.
Okay, I have actual beef with this because am I the only person who cares about my aesthetic enough where they actually don't use Pokemon that aren't color coordinated? Because my God, people, like, where are you?
I was like, Diantha's the only one with style, apparently.
So true. Me and you, girl.
But yeah,
together
just
we will
little
rule the
facts like that, like things you would just never think about, are the entire cornerstone of this entirely wonderful blog.
It's just great.
A verse of the Poke Rap beginning with Articuno was sung by NSYNC in a Kids WB promo. However, the band members mispronounced muck as mook.
Mook! Oh, God, no!
Electrode is the only non-playable Pokemon to use the same move in Pokken Tournament and the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Despite real-life smelling salts restoring consciousness, smelling salts cures paralysis. Another move, Wake Up Slap, does this instead.
All variations of the move slash involve cutting or slashing.
And Ice Rock, in Japanese, literally ice-covered rock, isn't ice-covered rock. That's a good one.
Clothing will return in Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's it. That's the end of the show. Goodbye. See you all next time.
Thank you again, as always. We love you.